friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Georgina and I am Flow with Georgina. So annoying. Hey friends, welcome to class. Today we're going to be using this COREgeous ball. It's a soft ball, and if you don't have this exact ball, you can use whatever ball that you have that is soft enough. We're going to be using this for our core. This is COREgeous ball by Jill Miller. Her brand is Tune Up Fitness. I'm going to be linking it down below. It's an Amazon affiliate link. This is not a sponsored video. This is not paid. We bought this with our own money and we've been using this for a long time now, you guys. And this is really my go-to morning routine where I put this on my belly and roll my belly. And also I always use the Rolga foam roller, which I love a lot of tools in my practice, you guys. Okay, if you don't have this, you can of course skip the first part. We're just going to be using this for warm-up, and also I'm going to show you how I like to use this to activate my core before I practice. And I noticed that when my gut is in pain, I can't do back bends. It's just hard to do a lot of strengthening poses or strong poses. So this is something that I always have laying around and grab it whenever I feel like I need to. All right, with that said, let's jump right in. Starting with the ball. This is how I warm up in the morning while I'm drinking coffee. I'm just gonna place it down under your belly, okay? And then dropping the forearms down. I want you to place it below your navel and then have your hands clasp or prayer position, and then you're just gonna drop your knees down and see this forming this back bend. I like to start this way. It's almost like an alien back bend, but you're not on a wheel pose, right? This is a great way to get to your alien back bend upright instead of being upside down. So I'm just really pressing it firmly down. And with this COREgeous ball, it's actually pretty cool because the name is COREgeous instead of gorgeous, core. Does that make sense? And you're just gonna start to roll it forward and back. And you're gonna find that sweet spot of your gut that you really feel like, wow, you're breaking down your fascia and just feeling that your digestion is really moving and circulating. My husband keeps on stealing this from me, so we bought another one because he just started using this and he just really felt how much his back pain, he gets a lot of back pain because he's always like sitting with when it comes to work. And this has been tremendously helping him. So he bought a new one. So now we got both. All right. Now lifting your toes up, mimicking a lot King Cobra, but still in a back bend, right? And then see, I'm going to push back and rolling the ball. Now it's up to my ribs and then rolling it back now below my belly button. Again, rolling back and rolling it forward. Oh, so good. I really love this. And this way, you really get to feel that nice back bend, and it's a great warm up for the back bend. Ooh. Press it harder if you like. And the great thing about this ball is like you can inflate and deflate it according to your, hardness or soft preference, how soft or hard you like it. Whew. And then eventually, I do fight with this ball. Believe it or not. I know, sorry, TMI, but it is what it is. If you fight and you feel that, you are doing it right. Okay, now you're going to find that sweet spot. I like it somewhere in my belly button. So you can turn your legs to the left side. Whew. And you're staying there. Deep stretch. I love this for the gut. And you will feel that it's more pressing down to that ascending colon. But this might be different for everyone, right? So right now, it's onto my right side of my belly. Okay, now you're going to come back to center, point your toes up, and then drop it to the left side. And as you drop, notice there's like a slight movement of the ball towards the back. Ooh, and it's so good. Now it's really focusing. It's still hitting the whole part, but you feel that, if you're swimming, it has that feeling in the gut, at least for me. I always get gut pain. So I have leaky gut, I have PCOS or PCOS. I suffer from SIBO, small intestinal bacterial I have a lot of gut issues just because of Lyme disease. So this is really, holy moly, I can't even express how happy I am to have this ball. Good. Back to your center. Now you're gonna send your left knee in front. Bend the knee. And then you're gonna place the ball more to the left side. So now this is your descending colon, right? And then notice my back knee. So you're gonna curl the back toes under, and then you're gonna lift the back knee. Good. So now your right leg is hovered from the mat, except the toes, and then your left knee is down. And then you're gonna start to roll forward and back. Oh, sorry, excuse me, that was a burp. This is really good, you guys. There's a big difference when you start to roll your belly. Notice how it also helps improving your back bends and your hip mobility. I swear, our bodies are magically interconnected. And once you really start to feel this little subtle movement helps so much with so many things. Like, I can't even begin to explain how all the tools have helped me tremendously in my practice. I'm a very huge tool user. If you're following me for years now, you know I always share this in my stories since the beginning of my practice. Okay, now we're gonna turn to the other side. And maybe I'll face the other side so you just can see it. Okay, same concept, right knee will now be down and then the left leg is straight. Bent knee onto the right rather, and then put it more onto your right side. So now you're hitting that ascending colon, and then same thing, lifting the back leg up from the mat, it's hovered, and then you're just rolling it forward and back. So you can play with fast rolls, or maybe just holding it there. And there's really no right or wrong which side rather you would like to press first. Love the gut stuff. Okay. If you need more on that side, then you're good. I just always have left gut pain for some reason, so I hold it there for longer and it really feels so good for me. Okay. Now, a little bit of a back bend, right? With that right knee down. Good. And then just to even that out, let's do it on the left side. Left knee down. Really press the ball down. And then hands forward and straight. Back bend. Kind of like a seal pose and a half frog pose, if you will. Right? All right. Okay. Now we're gonna roll clockwise and counterclockwise. It doesn't really matter whatever direction you want to start with, right? So legs back, and then you're just gonna start to now roll. I'm starting to roll it clockwise. Wow. Do you hear the sound? I'm not sure if you hear it. And then counterclockwise. However, with me though, I always like to start counterclockwise, the opposite direction of our digestion, right? And then I like to end in a clockwise position, just so, you get that feeling of like you're following the natural digestion process, if you will, and then it goes to the rectum. Does that make sense? Oh yeah. And push back. Now we're gonna be ending this like super back bend shape. I like to do a little bit of a puppy pose shape on this. Good. And then forward. So notice this is your Sphinx and this is your puppy pose. Sphinx and puppy. And also, this is so great. If you're working on back bends, notice the ball just guiding you and you're rolling forward and back and you're just like continue to arch the back, right? And then you're just basically getting that belly and thigh compression. Look at this, right? Like a puppy pose, and then rolling it forward. Oh, so good. Good. All right. Now for my core activation with the ball. I like to do this with a boat pose. You're gonna be squeezing this ball inner thighs, okay? And then from here, we're just gonna start to warm up first the wrists, okay? So that we can warm up. I like my wrists facing, or fingertips facing outside, left and right, to really hit my different angle of my wrist. And then you're just gonna push forward, squeezing the ball so your adductors are engaged, and then back, right? And then forward. And then back. Good. And then I kind of like to have my hands wider than my hips, and then a little bit more forward than my hips, so that you can kind of mimic an L-sit. Right from here. This is great if you're working on L-sit, and hold. Squeeze the adductors together, toes are lifting up, hold. It's intense, but you got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This is actually great, and then push forward. And then now, fingertips facing back, and you're gonna sit on your bum and push forward and just stretch the shoulders here. Breathe. This is good for L-sits if you're working on L-sits, right? So you can start with like here. I like my index fingers pointing forward. And remember, your hands should be a little bit forward than your hips, so it's not in line, right? And then you're going to lift your bum first, straighten your knees, and then compress, hold. And you can start here, right? Eventually, you'll be able to hold, right? But then you can start here. Whoo, and release. That's a great quad burner. All right, now inner thighs still. And then we're gonna get into our boat pose, okay? So find that spot where you can also compress your body with a ball, and at the same time, you're squeezing your adductors, right? So inner thighs are really engaged. And then from there, you can grab the backs of your legs, either the ankles, the feet, toes, big toe, or heel, depending on you. Just to where you can really compress the belly, squeeze the inner thighs together, and then I like to really grab the ankles and flex my feet here. Whew. Now roll your shoulders back, finding that perfect upside down V shape for 10. 9, breathe. 8, 7, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you're gonna point the toes and you're gonna squeeze more together. I like my heels now touching and the big toe, right? So it's kind of like you're rotating and you're hitting now a different side of the inner thighs with the ball. And then compress, right? So you wanna rotate the ankles this way too, right? From there, whoo, right? So that allow your femur are a little bit like facing outwards, like externally rotating now. Breathe. Press the belly. Hold, hold, hold. Whew. And release. A little bit of a break. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more lion's breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stick your tongue out. Look up. I know that looks really stupid, but it is what it is. That's really good. Okay, now we're gonna put it around the ankles. Okay, like this. So you can start with a half boat, grab the backs of your knees, point the toes this time, and then we are gonna straighten the knees as much as you can, compress your body for 5. Up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, last one, and we're gonna hold it up there, okay? 1, hold it here. Now, hold, and just continue to breathe, okay? I'm going to grab my ankles, and then continue to squeeze the ball. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. This is a great way to help engage. If you're like having a hard time engaging your inner thighs, you will feel. As long as it's up there, right? Hold for 10. Point the toes, 9, 8, 7, I know it's burning, 6, I'm burning 2, 5, 4, squeeze, 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 3, 2, And one, release. Holy moly, Baddha Konasana. Now I like to do this with the Baddha Konasana. Feet together, grab, or butterfly pose is Baddha Konasana. Grab your feet with your hands and then fold. Inhale, exhale. This is also so great guide to make sure you're not rounding your back, because the purpose or the tendency is that if you fold down, you're compressing your belly and you're really getting that arch in the back that I always like to cue or to teach when I'm doing butterfly pose. Again, I'm not saying that the rounding is wrong. That's just more for like if you're relaxing, right? There's really nothing that's stretching a lot in there as much as this. But there's no right or wrong, right? It just depends on what you're doing. Just breathe. And as you inhale, I like to really do a diaphragmatic breathing with this. Inhaling, I'm pushing the ball in, but my belly is out. And then exhale, shrink the belly down. And then the ball is still pushing, right? And you feel there's like that fine balance where you're inhaling, puffing out the belly for diaphragmatic breathing, and exhaling, shrinking the belly, expelling all the air out. Good. Oh, so good. And we're done with the ball. Okay. Now we are going to flow. When you're ready, we're going to start in a child's pose. Let's settle in first over here and drop your forehead down. Really press that point down on the mat. And now you're going to find your steady breath. So notice if your breathing is a little bit choppy, you want to really inhale through the nose deeply. And exhaling out. I'm a little stuffed up, so excuse me. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Rounding your spine forward, finding your tabletop. Good. And then as you reach your tabletop, back bending now, arching the back, tailbone up, you're gonna wave back, sit on your child's pose. Now pairing it with your breath, I like to inhale as I roll forward. And I like to exhale as I wave my spine back. Good. One more time. Roll forward. And roll it back. All right, roll forward, tabletop, curl the toes under, lift your knees, hollow your upper spine, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Right knee to your chest. You're going to tap the left elbow and higher. Good. Elbow and higher to the armpits, elbow and higher to the armpits. And then right knee will come back down. You're still hovering both of your knees. You're not dropping it down. Left knee towards your chest. Inhale. And exhale, the elbow taps. Go. Inhale, lift up to armpits and exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And drop the foot, still hovering, push back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just fix my mic. Good. Now feet together. And we're going to start to walk our feet with our feet together. Pressing one heel at a time, bending one knee at a time. Or heel down, rather. I think you're getting all of this, right, guys? Good. Now, steady, downward dog. And then we're going to start with the right leg up. Breathing in, inhale. Exhale to bend the knee, open the hips, facing now the right side. You can stack your hip joints. And for me, it doesn't really matter if my shoulders are not squared completely, because it's impossible to stack the hip joints without twisting your upper body. And I'm not really focusing on the lumbar twist to square my shoulders, right? So it's okay for me to really just open up. My feeling here is like I want to open completely, right? So depending what you're trying to hit. Good. Now you're going to straighten the right leg with that hips facing the right? So you're still a little bit twisted. Good. Flexed foot. And then from there, you're going to point the toes, trying to square now your hips. Good. And then send it to your chest. Lift it high. You're going to drop the foot outside of your right hand. Lizard lunge. Okay, from here, you're going to push yourself back, straightening the front knee. Good. Right? Kind of like a downward dog shape, but then I want you to lift the right toes up. Heel is planted firmly down. Look back. Breathe. We're stretching the backs of the legs. Good. Now you're going to slide that right foot back until you get to your downward facing dog. Good job. Spread your fingers really wide. Your knuckles are firmly rooting down, right? The base knuckles. And then we're going to do that on the left leg. When you're ready, breathe in, left leg up. Flex the foot and then open it to the right side, left side, bending the knee. And stay here for a little bit. Good. Now, you're going to extend that lifted leg, flexed foot still, and opening to the left side even more. Finding that engagement, right? It's not sloppy. So there's like that engagement with the core. And then point the toes. Square your hips slowly. Good. And then send it into your chest. Drop it outside of the left hand, lizard lunge. Inhale here. And then exhale, you're gonna drive the back heel down, and also toes on the left side will come up. Heel is planting firmly down. Look back. Stay for a few more breaths. And then sliding it all the way back. Downward facing dog. Good. Okay. Now you're going to roll your spine forward slow and controlled and roll it back. Spread the fingers wide. Root down base knuckles. There should be not much pressure on the wrist, right? You could even get your spider fingers. Rolling, pairing it with your breath, and steady downward dog. Okay, now I want you to come up onto your fingertips, right? So if you're here, you're just going to left fingertips first, and then the right. If this is too intense for you, then just go onto your wrist or palms down, right? I want you to get an engagement of your wrist, and then you're going to round the upper spine. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the knees down, and then untuck the back toes, push back, child's pose to rest. Now you're going to start to wiggle also your child's pose. Drop the forehead down, and then wiggling yourself to the right and to the left. All right. Now, with your forehead dropped down, I want you to interlace your fingers behind. Index finger will be out. Inhale, you're going to point that finger up towards the sky. Exhale here, and open up some more. Point it more up towards the sky. Breathe. And release. And drop the hands heavy down. Stay for a few more breaths. Good. Now you're gonna slide again your hands forward to your downward facing dog. Curl your toes under in your tabletop. Lift the knees and hips up. Downward facing dog. Now I like you to get the feet together, and then we're gonna wave our spine some more. Okay? Roll forward. And then this time, roll back, maybe bent knees. Or if you did bent knees earlier, try to do the straight knees variation. Breathe. Good. Now steady downward dog. Again, feet together. Right leg will lift up. Breathe in. Good. Now this time, try to see if you can open it as wide as you can get your hips squared. Good. And now, knee to chest. And then slide it outside of the left. Fall in triangle or fall in star, but not so far in line with the hands. I want you to get it a little bit like somewhere hip distance in line with your hips. Rather, not hip distance. Okay, from there, you're gonna try to really shift forward first and then shift back, right? You feel your inner thighs. Shift forward, shift back. Shift forward and shift back. Okay, now I want you to adjust that foot. Wherever you are, you're now in the pinky side edge of your right foot, but this is going to be a little bit tough, right? So you're going to shift forward like a plank position, and then you're going to have your weight more onto the left hand, but still supported with the right, as you lift the left foot up. Woo, and then drop. Okay, that's intense. If you can't do that, then don't do it, right? So get a feel of it by shifting first forward. See if you could shift your weight to the left side as you lift the left leg up. Point the toes, maybe hold, and then drop. Good. That's just a deep, intense inner thighs. Good. Again, shift forward, shift to the left, and then lift the left leg up, point the toes, and then drop. Good job. Now extend and slide it more in line now with the hands. You're gonna bend that front knee as you let go of that left hand forward and up, cactus. And then forward and down. Good. Forward, bend the knee, cactus, right? You're stretching, feel that. You can stay there. And then up, straighten the front knee. And then drop to fall in triangle. Good. Slide it down again. Now in line with the hips. We're going to do one push-up. You got this. Shift your weight forward. Shoulders can be past the wrist or in line. And then drop to your chaturanga, slow and controlled. And then lift up. Good. From there, you're going to send that right knee to your chest. Lift it high. You're going to pivot that back heel down to the left side, finding now your wild thing. Slow and controlled, drop the foot behind you. Breathe. And then hips up, up, up. Strong quads and strong glutes. Hold. And then relax for a little bit, coming back down, and then downward facing dog. Good job. Was that intense? Whoo, and then walking the feet. Good. You can actually also try to shift your weight, opening your feet as wide as the mat, and then maybe shorter distance with the down dog, right? So from there, have your hands or thumbs to touch, and then index finger to touch, like this, right? And then you're going to let go of the right hand. See if you can balance. Grab the outside of the left ankle, and then look back and up. Good. And then back to that triangle shape with your index and thumb, right? And then left hand will now grab the outside of the right ankle, and then twist your body. Look back and up. Breathe. And back to your downward facing dog now. Hands, shoulders distance. Feet are together. Good. When you're ready, we're going to do that on the left side. Left leg lifts up. Breathe in. Now open up the hips as wide as you can with your squared hips. Doesn't have to be perfectly squared, but just try your best. Good. And adding a little bit of a bend just to change it up. And then extend. Ooh, intense stretch, huh? And then knee to your chest. Good. Send it a little high. Hold for 2 and 1. Slide it outside of the right side for your fallen star or fallen triangle. Good. Now you're coming to the pinky side edge of the left foot, right? And again, try to see if you could shift forward first and then shift your way to the right, right? And then see if you could lift the right leg up. Whoop. And then drop. Again, shift forward. Shift more to the right side, right? So less weight onto the left hand and then lift the right leg up. Whoo, hold 3, 2, and 1, drop. Whoo, downward dog or fallen triangle for a little break and then shift forward. Good. Shift to the right. Lift the right leg up. Hold 3, 2, point the toes. 1, drop it down. Slide the left foot more in line with the hands. Beautiful job. Whew, intense, huh? Okay, right hand will now switch up, bending the front knee. Good. And then cactusing the arms. Try to see if you could square or face forward, just for a different approach than the sides, right? And then up, hand up, straighten the front knee. Drop the right hand down. Good. Whew. A little squared hips. And then shift forward a little bit. Right hand forward. Good. And all the way cactus the arm as you bend the front knee. Try to face forward this time. Stay. Opening that inner thighs, the right side. You feel that. Right hand up and then drop the right hand down. Straighten the front knee. And then slide it to get to your knee to chest. Good. Pivot the back heel down to the right side facing now, or turning your left side as you drop the back foot behind you. Left hand sweeps all the way up. Wild thing and down. Breathe. Hips up. Really strong glutes. Strong quads. Whoo. And then you're going to sit down this time. You're not going to come back to your downward dog. Good. From here, we're gonna have our left knee, just adjusting myself, left knee out. So open it up. Good. From there, you're gonna lean a little bit forward so you can wrap the left hand around that left knee, right? So like this, internally rotating the left shoulder, and then palm will face back. Whew, and then adjust your feet to where it's comfortable for you to maybe grab the right hand with the left to bind. Good. Now from here, inhale to stretch up. Good. And then maybe exhaling to drop the hands down, twisting to the right. Did you follow that? Again, inhale. Stretch your spine and then exhale to twist to the right. I love that. Try to get that right femur in a neutral position. So you're not sagging out or inwards, right? Press the heel firmly down as you twist. You're opening that right shoulder. And back to center. Let go of the bind. And then you're gonna reach your hands up. Inhale, and good job. And then exhale, you're gonna try to kick your left leg in front. Straighten and lift it up, right? Flexed foot. You're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Good job. Now again, you're gonna have your hands back and then facing to the sides. Good. You're going to drop your heels down firmly and pushing, bending the knees, pushing yourself forward and back. Just a little stretch. You could either get a bent elbows or you could play with stretch, depending on how you're feeling there. Good. Right? So it's great to kind of get your wrist this way too, and not just like forward and back. Because I find that when I overuse this, I started to get really injured. You want everything or the whole rotation so that you're not gonna get injured, right? And now we're gonna do that on the right side. Bend the right knee and right knee out. Drop your torso down, and right hand will now grab and wrap around the right knee, right? Ooh, you pop that bone, so good. And then you're gonna bend the elbows as you face the back hand, facing back, and then grab it with the opposite hand to bind. Good. Whoops, making sure I'm not. Nice. Now try to just get that neutral left femur. Press the heel down. Inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale, twist to the left side. Drop the hands down, straighten the elbows. And stay here. Good. How's that feel? Now come back to neutral or center, and then let go of the bind. Fold all the way down. Good job. And then come back to sit up. You're going to straighten that front knee, maybe hands straight. Find your balance to where you can actually get this straight. Flex the foot. You're holding this position without the help of your hand. If it's not as high, that's okay. Wherever you can hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, drop it down. Inhale, reach up, and exhale to fold. Good. Stay. Open the butt cheeks to the left and to the right. Good. And I like to kind of massage my feet in this position. Oh, I just forgot to do the push-up on the other side, right, with the inner thigh. And we're gonna do that now because we have to do it for the inner thighs. That's our flow for the day, right? Okay, let's go get into our downward facing dog. Whoop. Feet together. And then we're gonna just do that push-up. Left leg lifts up, breathe in. Knee to chest. Now you're gonna slide that left foot outside of the right hand, right in line with your hips. Then you're gonna shift your weight forward. Shoulders will now pass the wrist. Inhale and then exhale, slow and controlled. And as you slide that foot too, right? Chaturanga. And then lift up. Good. Slide it in, knee to chest, lift it up. And let's take our vinyasa. Roll your spine forward, slow and controlled, and adjust your foot. Find that yummy spot, right? Shift your weight forward, shoulders past the wrist, keeping that leg hovered. You got this. If you can't do this, you can drop the knee and then still do the chaturanga this way, right? But if you can do this, then let's do this together. Inhale, exhale, upward dog, inhale, and downward facing dog. Whoo. And then we're gonna walk our feet towards your hands. And then we're gonna end in a boat pose, okay? So from your distance where it is comfortable for you to get your tippy toe. So find your tippy toes, heels are up. You're gonna bend your knee, stick your belly to your thigh. So adjust yourself where you can get to that position, and you're gonna come to your this way, right? So find this spot, hands forward, straighten your elbows, and you're really, really compressing your belly with your thighs, right? Hold, and then you're just gonna sit down. Okay, if you can do this with the lifted heels, then that's great. If not, you can of course drop the heels. Hold for 10, 9, maybe hands behind your head, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Strong ankles, strong toes, strong legs. Ah. Woohoo. Let's take our Baddha Konasana butterfly pose. We're just gonna do an inhale and exhale to fold. Open the butt cheeks. Ooh, I love that pop. And coming to our boat pose. Grab the heels or the big toes and straighten your legs. Boat pose.
Squeeze your inner thighs like what we did with the balls, right? Feel that squeeze and engagement. And then we're going to lower slowly down towards Shavasana. Okay, so hands to the sides and then slowly with control as much as you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're just trying your best and you're scooping now with the belly. See, you can hold this low boat, right? And then all the way. I have to remove the mic. Woo! Hollow, 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 hollow. Hold, 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 hold as much as you can. And then relax. Feel your body. How is that for you? I hope you enjoy that one. Let me know how it feels for your inner thighs and for your core or your gut. Let me know if you ever try that COREgeous ball, and if you have that, we can use it more on this channel because I really love and utilize that a lot so that we could actually warm up with the ball before we dive right into our flows because it's a great warm up, right? Thank you so much, guys, for practicing with me today. I really appreciate you guys flowing with me, and I'll see you on my next one. Oh, wait, make sure you like this video if you end up enjoying the class. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I'll see you on my next one. Salute, salute. Bye. Everything really starts with the core. And if you feel that you're having gut pain, like me, I always get a lot of gut pain. This is really my best friend. I roll this all of the time, and it just really helps so much with my gut.